And we're
Okay,
live.
we are live. Hello, hello. Welcome back. I'm glad to be back. Last week you had to take over. I'm very appreciative of that. Um, yeah, good to good
The,
to be back and to jump right in again.
yeah, the chat is turned on, so if you have any questions, you can ask in the chat.
Yeah,
And we have quite a lot of wind in Spain today. I don't know why. I didn't order it.
I love it actually. I really like good wind.
Yeah, it was very hot today, like 20 degrees plus,
Yeah,
and
we were sweating.
yeah, it was nice actually. A little bit of wind,
Yeah,
but it might affect the quality of our audio. So just so people
okay.
know.
Yeah. Yeah. If
Okay.
you can't hear us, let us know in the chat. Otherwise, yeah, we have actually a lot of questions from the emails and the Instagram that you guys sent us, and we're very appreciative that you keep asking questions, so we know what is important for you, how we can help you, what's going on for you. So I'll just jump into the first question, which is, would it be possible to have bigger plots than 1,000 square meters? Yeah, let's just start with that one.
Yeah. Well, depends how big. I mean, if you own a farm and raising horses and stuff, that might be a bit difficult. But if you want 2,000 square meters instead of 1,000, that's totally possible.
Yeah.
But one mention here: a lot of the plots can easily be extendable, especially if they face the woods and the green areas, because then we can extend your plot towards the green areas, but you won't be able to build anything there. But you will be able to have gardens and sitting place and such. So if you want just a bigger property, we can extend your property towards the green areas, but you won't be able to build anything there.
Yeah.
But
So,
yeah,
so it
just
would be rustico and not
yeah, exactly.
and
Yeah,
not
yeah. It's
yeah.
even classified differently, but you can just write to us if you have something in mind, and we can easily answer those questions.
Perfect. And a question with that is also, will there be more built in the future?
No, this is it. What we're building now, this is what's going to be. It's very unlikely that we will get permission to build around the eco village right now, because all of the land around the eco village is either protected or is classified as rustic, or like rustic. There's two types of properties here in Spain. One is rustico, which is pretty much a village type of land, and the other one is urbano, which is urban, which is a city plot. So what we have in the village is a city plot. Um, Rustico is limited by being able to build on only 2% of the surface that you own. So if you have a plot of 1,000 square meters, you can have a house of 20 square meters. That won't be enough to raise your chickens, let alone you know
Well, maybe the chickens would be okay, but not really humans.
yeah. So
Yeah.
no. I'm not sure we can get more permission to build more. We can definitely apply, and we will apply for it, but it might take 10 years before we get uh, those things approved. So yeah, very unlikely.
And I think it's actually very beautiful also, if in the very future, very very future, that's possible. That's wonderful. But in the beginning, I think it's really important that we know these up to 500 houses will be the ones we're selling, and this is our community, and it's
Yeah,
not
it's
going
secluded,
to.
and yeah,
Yeah.
we won't be flanked by another neighborhood that's totally in contrast with our values or whatnot.
Yeah, and then an economy that we're building like this, a community that we're building like this, if we just double the community and we're suddenly 2,000 people, it's going to be a lot different feeling also, and maybe the structures will not hold for that. So what we're really aiming for right now is the houses that we've been advertising.
Yeah, actually, Adina, you see, Adina asked a
Ah,
question there. Yeah. So that's a very valid question. That's a very, very good question for two reasons. One, for the concept of the houses, and the other one, obviously, because of the water supplies in Spain. A lot of places in Spain they struggle with water, but we don't. First of all, we are situated next to a lake, an accumulation lake that can be used as a reservoir for drinking water, and that lake is 4 kilometers wide, so there's a lot of water in the area. There's a lot of water underground according to the geological studies, and we have some existing wells on the property, so a lot of the water for irrigation and just common use can come from the plot. Even drinking water, the wells on the property are actually drinkable, so with a filter, obviously. But since this plot of land is classified as urbano, that means the city hall needs to give us water from the grid. So we will never run out of water because, I mean, there's upsides and downsides with having a plot classified as a city plot. And one of the good sides is that we will always have the facilities such as electricity, water, and we will never run out because they need to give it to us. The downsides of having an urban plot is that we need to have roads that are 8-9 meters wide, and they have to be marked, and there have to be street lights, and there have to be roundabouts, and traffic studies, and infrastructure is going to cost us about 10 million euros more than what it would cost us if it was rustic. Yeah, even if you don't want it. Yeah. So that's regulations that are dragging the costs up, but in the same time we have quite a few benefits, and water is one of them.
Yeah. And she also asked about common buildings, if they will be able to be accessed by people with physical disabilities.
I have to be honest with you, Adina. I did not think about it yet, but obviously yes, 100%. I mean, we have quite a few elderly people that want to retire in our community, and obviously there's people with disabilities in all ages, and obviously 100% it will be made like that. I mean, any modern development thinks of that. Obviously, I haven't yet, but I'm pretty sure the architect did. But I can assure you that it will be.
Really good question.
Yeah, really good questions. Yeah, thanks a lot,
That's
Adina.
Why we need it. That's why we need your questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Okay, wonderful. So the next question that we have is, I wish I could afford a house there. Always dreamt about this lifestyle, but I'm not sure if I can afford it right now. What are possibilities?
There's two things to consider, I guess. One of them is the time frame. If you cannot afford the house now, will you afford the house in 5 years from now? In that case, we can commit to up to 5 years to reserve a house, but not more than that, because that would just keep a place locked in the community, and we don't want that. But if you think you will be able to afford in the future, I mean, we can find ways to arrange that. But this is not a charity project. It's not a profit type of project either, because most of the, not most, but all of the money that come from selling houses will be used in the common areas for the community. So, but in the same time, if we don't sell houses, we cannot do that. So it might be that we will have some special days for some people that if they really want to get involved into the community and help out and all of that, we can try to find some really good deals and special solutions for some of the people. But that's not the rule. That's the exception, right? So yeah, the houses cost what they cost. We actually had that discussion earlier today with Sarah. Very, very good discussion with Sarah. And yeah, Sarah has an MBA in business. So the question was, will all the houses have the same technology, and can some houses be cheaper than others? And the answer is, we'll have different models. Some houses will be bigger, some smaller, but they will all employ the same technology. We cannot interrupt the chain. For example, the solar technology, we cannot not make a solar system in your house, because that would affect the community, because they are designed in such a way that 80% will go into your house. What you're not using will go back to the community, and the other way around. So the systems are made in such a way that the entire community would work. And the same with other sustainable features and non-toxic materials. I mean, probably it doesn't matter to you that much. You would want a cheaper house that doesn't have that much EMF shielding, but it will affect your neighbor, right? So uh, certain things are bounded by the community, and they have to be the way they are. So um, houses are not cheap, but in the same time, these houses are not expensive either. Well, it depends what you're asking, I guess. But
Yeah.
for these type of houses, these are probably the cheapest houses you will find.
Yeah, and it also depends on where you're living at right now.
Yeah.
So if you look at houses in a similar way in Germany, this is very affordable actually. If you look in other places, it might be more expensive, but I mean it's definitely affordable prices for what it's offered, especially the community areas that you can all use, even if you have the smallest module that you can buy. It's actually a really good deal.
Yeah, and the last question, another. I mean, we had this on our list
Yeah,
actually.
but these
Yeah,
are better, huh?
yeah. No, because she asked directly, and that's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
So yeah, very valid question. I can answer your question and answer the one that we have already on the list.
Yeah.
That a lot of people have been asking. Because of the floods in Valencia, because of the fires in LA right now. So everybody's asking, what about floods? What about fire and all that? First of all, the materials that we use for building houses will not burn. So the houses are fireproof like that. But even so, the infrastructure of the city is made in such a way that it would not burn. Of course, all the fire systems are in place that are imposed by the regulation, the modern regulation. When you build a modern house, you need to have a certain fire systems in place. But we went above and beyond to ensure that there would be no forest fires and no fire coming into our village. And there's certain things that make sure that will not happen. One of them is, yes, our village will be a green paradise, but it's not going to be a green dry paradise. It will be a live, lush paradise. So live plants don't burn. Dry plants drive bushes like in LA and like big spaces in Spain. Actually, it's a very valid question. There's a lot of wild forest fires here, but our village won't have anything dry in it. Anything dry in the forest. Everything will be freshly planted and alive and irrigated and all of that. So the risk of anything catching fire is close to zero. And if there's fires around, the infrastructure is made such a way that it cannot pass the borders of our village. In addition to that, we have all the because urban infrastructure. That the urban infrastructure comes in handy again because we are uh, we are obliged to build fire systems for the entire village, not only for the houses. And yeah, I don't think there's any risk for fires. To be honest, I mean, I will live there, and architect will live there. Everyone involved in this project will live in the village. I already picked up my plot and my house and all of that, so you can imagine that it is equally important to me that I will not burn. Uh, yeah. Also, when it comes to flooding, we are elevated 320 meters from the sea level. So the lake that will be in the village, that lake is 320 meters above sea level, and the entire village is built on a slope. So the lake has a dam, actually a very modern big dam, and that dam will never allow the water to rise above a certain level. So there is virtually zero chances of floods. Also, historically, there was never, forest fires or floods in that area. It never happened, and so the risks are very low. But very, very valid question, and something that everyone should ask themselves when they buy a house in this area.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people have asked similar questions
Yeah,
after the
yeah,
disasters
yeah.
in,
Of
in
course. I mean,
Valencia. And yeah, yeah,
what a disaster! What a tragedy! I mean, both the floods in Valencia and the fires in LA, and I mean, have no words. So just to put your mind at ease, the chances of that happening are zero.
yeah. And the beautiful thing is that the chances are close to zero, but then we're also close to the coast. We can still have the benefits of living close to a coast, but not have the negatives of
Yeah, exactly.
being
Yeah.
right next to the water.
Yeah,
Things.
well, yeah, living close to the coast of the southern coast of Spain. I mean, that gives you the climate. But here we only 60 kilometers away, so we still keep the climate. We have all the benefits of being in the southern part of Spain, but none of the disadvantages. We don't have the floods, we don't have the forest fires, we don't have the dry land that's right by the coast, and we don't have the tourists. Oh my God, yeah, that's actually the worst part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's not the tourists. The tourists are not the problem. The problem is that all the infrastructure is made for the tourists. That means when you go out in one of these places, uh, there's a high chance that you're gonna end up in a tourist trap, whether it's a restaurant or a store. There's no real values to the businesses and practices employed in the southern on the southern coast, because it's based on tourism. People come here anyway, so they don't really care. So prices are high, quality is low on everything. So we avoid that by being a little bit outside. But if you want to spend a day by the beach, I mean, it's a 50-hour drive, 50 minutes,
50 hours ago.
50 minutes drive, 50 minutes, 1 hour drive to any place. Like you're 1 hour and 10 minutes from Valencia, you're 50 minutes from Alicante, you're 1 hour from Albir, Altea, these beautiful areas. San Juan is considered one of the best beaches on southern Spain, and you're 50 minutes away from it. So if you want a day by the beach, 50 minutes in a car and you're there, and then you're back in paradise.
Some people drive that every day to their workplace. 50 minutes. I used to. Yeah.
By the way, for those that care about that, we already talked about importing a lot of sand so we can have an artificial beach by the lake. So you can, if you want to, dip your toes in the sand and be by the water, swim and all of that, we have that right there. It's like literally there. It's like,
I care about that.
Yeah. It's like 1 minute walk from your house. So that's pretty nice.
I plan on doing my daily walks and then ending at the lake, jumping in there, and then walking back. That's something I'm really looking forward to.
I think a lot of people are looking forward to the same. I'm actually equally excited, and I mean, we're planning to do this, and I'm not gonna lie, we applied for it, but we haven't got the papers yet. But the chances that this paper is going to go through are very, very high. So most likely we will have a little beach by the lake. Yeah, you're ready to swim in the lake? Yeah.
A little beach. Okay. I was very confused.
A little bitch.
A little bitch by the lake.
Yeah, my accent. I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, both our accents are fucked up. She's German and Romanian.
I hope you can still understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
What we're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, so are we, Adina. So are we. We're ready to swim in the lake. I know that in the summer, the lake has a lot of water activities, and there's a company actually that another part of the lake that facilitates like small electrical boats. There, you're not allowed with a diesel boat on that lake because it's a reservoir. But there's a lot of like the rowing team, the national rowing team of Spain trains there every summer, and there's a lot of people swimming, and they have some sort of water activity. So the lake is used for that a lot. So it's going to be fun. Yeah.
Caitlin is laughing at our accent.
Yeah, she's laughing at our misery.
Yeah. Okay. Another question. Questions regarding home loans. If the MEV can offer loan options, or if people should look at Spanish banks, and how much would be the percentage for down payment?
Well, you have to discuss that with your bank. Unfortunately, we can't go too much into details. What we can do is talk to local banks, maybe the same banks that we use for our project. We can talk to them and see if they're private section of the same bank can offer some sort of deals for the people that want to buy in the MAF. But it's ultimately up to you to fix a bank loan. And I mean, even though the payment structure of these houses would be set up in a standard way, such as uh, in 2-3 months from now, you can already pay down 20% of your house, for example. And when the house is 80% finished, you can pay up to 60-70% of the house, and then the last bit when the paperwork goes on onto your name. So these practices are pretty standard, but it's not you doing it unless you have cash. If unless you have, let's say, your house costs 600,000 euros. If you have 600,000 euro cash, these things apply to you. But most people don't have all the money cash, so they will need to go to a bank anyway. And the bank is the one that sets all these down payments and all of that. That goes automatically. That you don't have to think about it. All you have to do is apply for a loan. So I hope we're gonna have some more information as we go along, and as soon as people start getting loans and start buying houses, we will be able to offer more information. And as soon as we have the chat with the bank regarding a Spanish loan from a Spanish bank, we can tell you what it entitles. But one thing I know for sure, you will need some sort of a permit to live in Spain. If you're for a different country, you wouldn't need your personal identification number. You will need a bank account, and that's pretty easy to set up. They can be set up in a matter of days. And if that's in place, then it's just a matter of talking to a bank to grant you a loan.
Yeah, really good. Okay. Somebody asked about the reservation, or the, what do we call it, membership fee.
Membership fee.
Exactly, the 10,000 euros. Will I be able to reserve a villa spot with that?
Well, the 10,000 euros membership fee. Well, we choose to have this fee for many reasons, but the most important reason is obviously to raise capital and to take as little loans as possible in this phase of the project. But I think what's even most important, and we found out after that it was even more important than the cash flow, is to kind of create a community before the community gets together. And I see now that all the people that are members now, they have a word to say in what's happening. I mean, this is not a project that I don't decide anything. Actually, the community decides everything. So let's say if the first 60 members decide that we should have a pizza restaurant, everybody votes on it. That means that all the other most of the people watching this live think the same. So that means that all the other members coming after, they would benefit from a pizza restaurant. You know what I mean? These people that are really in the project, they kind of decide all the rules, all the things being built. A lot of the community council and all of that. They will decide a lot of the things happening in the community. It was also important for the bank to show interaction, to show that people are willing to be a part of this project. And the 10,000 euros, it was a small enough amount to pass as interested people, and big enough. Big enough to actually make a commitment. But do not fear, this membership fee is just it's pretty symbolic actually. We only have 500 houses that we can build, hopefully, and the number of memberships will never pass the number of houses. So no matter what you want to buy in the village afterwards, if you have a membership, you can buy whatever you want. You can just buy a villa or a townhouse or whatever size. So the membership is not different membership for different type of houses. You're a member, then you will be able to have your dream house in the village. Also, the membership is not lost money. Your membership fee will be drawn from the price of the house, and if you choose to withdraw, let's say you become a member today and tomorrow you decide, okay, this is not for me after all, then your membership will be passed to the next one in line, so you will never lose your money. We will also do. We specify actually in the contract, the membership contract, we specify that the MEV will do its best to pass the reservation to the next person in line, and we will do our best to facilitate that and to get the right people and make that happen as soon as possible.
Yep.
So
And there's very low chance that we won't have a waiting list
exactly.
with people who want to jump
In the same time, worth considering maybe this is a really popular project. So the chances that if you want to set your reservation, your reservation is worth 10,000, and we can facilitate that for 10,000. But if you want to sell it privately, it's going to be worth so much more by the time we really advance with the project. So your 10,000 may turn into 50,000 later on in the project. I cannot guarantee that, but what I can guarantee you is that you're not going to lose your money. So it's a formality.
We don't want people to do it because of that.
Of course,
we want people who are really committed to this project.
Please don't do it for that. So if you want to be a part of the project, this is what it takes to be a part of the project is the membership fee. You will be part of our online community. You will get access to special live sendings and neighborhood neighbors meetings where we decide a lot of things and we discuss a lot of things, and you'll have some benefits and enjoying so early on. So
you'll have access to me, which means that I can I'm already setting up people who are interested in the same projects, that you are one of the first people who are really shaping this, not just with your vote of, do I want this to be a pizza place or do I want cars to drive there, but also really setting up, maybe you want to have a business there, maybe you want to create a project there.
Alisa can help with that, actually.
Exactly. And then I can put the people together who are interested, who have reserved, who have showed that they're really committed to this, and you can start working on these projects already.
I've seen a lot of eco villages around the world, and the good exclusive ones usually they take a fee for actually the last one I checked in Costa Rica was 20,000 euros or dollars in that case, $20,000 just to see the plot. Without the guarantee that you're gonna buy something, and that money is not returnable. So I don't think we're asking for too much to show some commitment to the project. And for us it means a lot, both financially and to show the banks that we have enough interested people, and that would speed up the process really a lot, and ease the paperwork a lot. So we're thankful for every single member that we get, definitely.
Okay, beautiful. The next ones are more around the houses, for example, how they're built. For example, how is it possible to have low EMF, but we're using technology and solar panels?
That's a question for Odd Magne and Tommy, but I can answer. First of all, solar panels have zero radiation. They don't have any EMF radiation. Solar panels just don't generate that, but the inverter does. That's why the inverter is placed outside the house and it has special coating. All the wires inside your house will have special coating that will protect from EMF. So there won't be zero EMF because that thing doesn't exist when electricity is present, but it would be extremely low to a level that even the most sensitive people won't be affected by it. That's our goal, and that's what the engineers are working with right now.
Yeah. Okay. The next one, and probably also Tommy and Odd Magne questions, but what is the air conditioning system going to be like, and what type of heating will the homes have?
Yeah, the heating will be floor heating because that's the best heating you can have in a house. You cannot compare floor heating with anything else. But usually people go sometimes away from floor heating because it's expensive, because it takes a lot of time to set up. But in our case, it's not, because Tommy, one of the engineers, found out that Bosch actually had designed a special pump that makes hot water. The same pump can send in a heating to the floors. So if the floors are with water pipes instead of electrical, that's way more energy friendly solution. and the warmth from the floors rises to the ceiling. So it's a very very nice ambiental warmth, and your feet will not get cold in the winter. So
It's
it's the
so
most
nice. I
comfortable
love it.
solution. Yeah, I mean I love it here in our house today, but in our house today it's electrical. So every time I turn it on, I use a couple of €100, so it's not that satisfying. But up there, it would be driven by the same pump. The same pump also can shoot out cold air in the summer and heat the swimming pool as well. So one machine actually that's powered by solar can do all these things, and that's beautiful.
And we have enough sun here that
Yeah,
can do
Spain
this
has all the sun in the world.
year-round.
Yeah, the it's probably the sunniest place in the world. It's like 320, was it 320 sunny days a year, so it's fantastic.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay. There's one question around, will we have shopping centers? Where do we buy groceries? Do we have a pharmacy and health center?
Yeah, you can answer that.
Okay, so we will have, so we already have people who are interested in setting up a wellness center. So we will have people who, yes, focus also on, or are, how do you say, like real doctors, but focus on
Medical doctors.
Medical doctors, that's what I'm trying to say. Yes, but focus on holistic health, which is something that the MEV is very interested in. But outside of the MEV, there are many, like Alcoy or the Planes, the actual small village. There are pharmacies there. We are, I think, 10 minutes away by car from Planes, or what is it, 5 minutes?
It's 1.2 kilometers. So if you use 10 minutes in a car, that means you're a very bad driver.
Maybe I
1.6 kilometers from Planes.
Okay,
so it's just
really
a couple
close.
of minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
But Alcoy is 12 kilometers away, 12.5 kilometers from our place. So that's a 15 minutes drive. And they have a big city infrastructure such as emergency room, a big hospital, universities, and all of that. So that's a proper big city. So we're very close in case you need medical services that require that type of infrastructure.
Yeah. And in regards to groceries, so the plan is that we are slowly building the infrastructure to eat our own food, and that we don't even really have to leave the MEV. In the beginning, of course, as we're setting this up, we will resource from the neighboring areas, but it's really important for us that we are not just benefiting people from the MEV, but also the surrounding areas. So we're going to source locally.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
one of the basic principles of our concept is that we will have an internal economy and a circular economy and a sustainable economy. So that includes obviously, the basic functionalities of such a place, like such a community, would be in the village. So what's in the plans right now? It's the wellness clinic and the hotel, the offices, the school, the kindergarten, the shops, the restaurants. So we will have pretty much everything available there. Yeah.
It will not be like a shopping mall that you can find.
No,
maybe
more like a
not
local
like
store.
that, but more, which looks a lot nicer anyways.
Yeah, Adina is asking us if we are based in Planes. No, we live actually in Albi right now. We are 60 kilometers away, so we're driving a lot to Planes and back, which can be a bit of a bother. So we really hope from October maybe move up to the MEV in the first house is built.
It's going to be exciting to do the lives from there. Then we can actually show people around where we are at that day.
Absolutely. Yeah, me too, Cassie.
Yeah, very excited for holistic wellness centers. So many people want to offer something there. So we're going to definitely have plenty of services that are going to be offered at the wellness center.
Yeah, that's actually quite a lot. Yeah. I mean, Tommy, with biohacking, and you have Dr. Darling, and there's Camille, and there's a lot of people that will have some sort of function in the wellness clinic. It looks like it's going to be an amazing place.
Yeah, and also I don't know if that's technically considered the wellness center, but there's so many people, myself included, who want to offer workshops and things like that. So even though that might not be considered wellness center, it's definitely gonna enhance your wellness and your well-being.
Yeah, we have the all the sports areas and professional gym, quite a big one, and a lot of Obin is gonna be in charge of all of that. Some paddle courts and some beach volley, and there's actually a lot of fun stuff going on there. And
Olympic size pool.
yeah, Olympic size pool, and there's going to be a lot of tracks where you can hike or jog, or it's a beautiful place for bicycling, for example, if you're into cycling. um, there's a lot of opportunities to be active and be healthy, and obviously the food and what we're doing now with the gardener is just amazing. With the quality of soils and vegetables that come out of the MEV is just unheard of. So people that are looking for health, they're gonna have a very good time.
Yeah, something that I really notice is when the life is more outside, like on the veranda where we are. Do you say veranda in English?
No, veranda.
Yeah. Then the urge is a lot stronger to be outside and to be active and to go out. And if we're most of the time inside, then the urge is a lot more difficult because we're so secluded and cut off from nature. So
Well,
that's definitely
one
gonna help.
thing one thing worth mentioning here is that, I mean, 100% of our customers are from another place.
Yeah.
Nobody's from Spain, and you have to understand that life in Spain, it's outside, not inside. I've been living in Norway for 20 years, and I only went outside if I really had to. But here I'm outside all the time. I only go in the house if I really have to. The life is really, really different, and the energy that you get from being outside, from being surrounded by green plants and have the sun in your face, it does something to you that is just unbelievable. So for those of you that plan really big houses and designer furniture and all of that, you won't see it. I guarantee it. I don't see mine because I've done that mistake. I imported my furniture from Holland and other places. I don't get to sit on it. I'm always outside.
These are good tips.
Yeah.
Okay, what else do we have? Rainfalls, we had that. I think we answered this one in the last lives, but maybe we say it one more time. If we, for example, have a modular house that is 100 square meters, then the garden would also occupy the same amount in a modular home. So if we have the 50 square meter
It's actually
modular home,
45, I think.
45, then you have a garden of 45. And you can always buy a module that is just garden. That's going to be less expensive than the
So for example, you will have we're going to come out actually very soon. The architect is working on it. 5 modules that you can combine the way you want to. So you would have a living room kitchen module. You will have a 2-bedroom module. You would have another module that's an entire studio apartment, for example. So you can choose what you want and combine them the way you want them. And one of the options would be a garden module. So you can choose to have an empty module that's only garden, where you can have like a summer kitchen and extra sitting place and all that. So let's say you have a kitchen living room module connected to to 2 bedrooms and bathroom and all that. So you have a 2-bedroom house already in place, and you buy way cheaper an extra garden module, so you have all the facilities outside in addition to those 90 square meters. You will get the garden modules and another 45, right? So yeah, it's almost 100, 135 square meters garden plus the modular 45, right? So suddenly your garden can be configured like that. You will have a lot of options on how to combine this to create your dream homes. And we kind of in the beginning it was apartments, but we went away from apartments. Everything is actually a townhouse now, because it's all on one level, and when you go out in the garden. So you will only have the possibility to live in a house. There will be no
Yeah.
apartments, but it can be configured sort of like an apartment, just a small house with a small garden, but you would be able to access all the facilities of the community, and there will be a lot of parks, a lot of common pools and gardens, and not only vegetable gardens but different kind of gardens, and all the common areas that like the offices and the restaurants and the clinic and the beach and yeah, that's, that's I don't think in reality people would need very big private plots if they really seek a community lifestyle. But there are those that really appreciate their privacy. For those, we have the private villas with the private plots. There's something for everyone.
Yeah. I really enjoy both. I enjoy having my own space where nobody can look inside, and then I also enjoy going out. And I think a lot of people
Yeah.
can relate to that. Yeah. Okay, wonderful. What else? You talked about this in the last one. Yeah, the last question maybe is when an investor acquires the property, who exactly is the seller?
Well, that's yet to be determined, but I assume usually how these projects, big projects like this, go on. There's usually two main companies involved, and one of the companies is with land and permits and insurance, and the other one is with the development. So I guess the developer and the promoter would probably sell the houses, and there will be a lot of other companies involved, subcontractors and all of that. But I guess it's the promoter that will sell the houses. So yeah, we're still 2-3 months away from that. So we'll let you know as soon as we know.
Okay. This is from the questions that we already have. We're super open to answering any more questions that you have in the chat if you want to type something in the chat for us.
Yeah, I mean, I think we answer pretty much. Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah, these are occurring questions. Like they come on all the time because there's so many people writing to us, and everybody wonders pretty much about the same things. I mean. Oh yeah, we are in Albir. Albir is actually a part of Alfaz del Pi and is by the sea. Unfortunately, Albir doesn't have a sandy beach, but it's rocks. But other places are close by. Yeah, if you want to plan a visit, just send an email, and Cassie, Caitlin, or Alisa would let you know.
Yeah, and we'd love to have you here. I think it's really, we're actually showing the plot to somebody tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, we always going up there with customers. So we encourage everyone to come and see even before they reserve. A lot of people reserve without seeing it, and I don't blame them because the project sounds so idyllic and all that. But it really helps when you see the plot and you see all the work that already been done, and you see things moving, and you get to meet the team, and it becomes such a reality when you're down here. So we encourage everyone to come down and see for themselves.
Yeah, and get a feeling for it also.
Exactly.
Like really feel what is it like to be up there. Yeah.
Just don't come when it rains.
It's not a lot of times, but
the chances are very small.
Yeah.
Small. Yeah. I think that was all for today.
Okay.
Great job.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That was a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Have a nice weekend, everyone.
Yeah, we're gonna see all the people who want to meet tomorrow for the neighborhood meetup, and yeah, looking forward to seeing you next week again.
Yeah. Have a great weekend. Bye.